Hello, I'm Phil Hall and welcome to this digital photo video tutorial. Though you can't see it with the naked eye, stars gradually travel across the night sky as we orbit around the sun, and it's possible to capture this with our camera, which can produce some truly striking results with a real sense of wonder. We've shown you how to do this with your camera in this month's issue, but the next step, once you've got your collection of 90 odd shots out on location, is to bring them all together in Photoshop. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to blend your shots together to build up your star trail shots, like this one on the right here. So if you'd like to open up startrails1.jpg and startrails2.jpg from this month's CD, we can crack on. Okay, so as I said, this is our final shot. We've blended around about 90 odd shots together to get this sweeping star trail effect. I'm going to show you how to do that, and it's a lot simpler than it may first appear. Okay, I'll close this down. I've got my startrail1.jpg file open, and I'm just going to bring up my second shot as well. Okay, that's star trail 2. If I just zoom into one of them, we'll zoom into star trail 2. You can see compared to our final image, there's not really much of a sort of star trail there. We've just got a very sort of subtle minor movement going on. Main thing is the stars have been recorded clearly. Luckily I was out in the middle of nowhere for this shot and we've managed to record plenty of detail in the sky. So what I want to do is just blend. I'm going to start simply, just blend these two layers together. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to zoom out a moment, is hit Control A and I'll get marching ants running around my file there. Now that means that the entire image is selected, and I just want to copy this now. So really simply just hit Control C to copy. That image is now copied. We're done with that shot, so I'm going to hit Control W to get rid of it. So we can just concentrate and build up startrail1.jpg. Okay, if you want to hit Control V, and that will paste that shot in. So not much has changed at the moment. So if I just bring up my layers palette, I'm going to hit F7 on my keyboard, or you can go to Window, from the drop down pick layers. Okay, as you can see we've got our background layer, that was our sort of starting shot, and the layer 1, which is the image that I've pasted in. Right, what we're going to do now, we don't have to use any complex masks to maintain the sort of the exposure. We can just change the blending mode to get the sort of stars from underneath shining through. There's no sort of laborious sort of technique of having to mask out bits of sky and everything like that, and this sort of shed in the front. So what I'm going to do is change the blending mode from normal, which is in your layers palette, and change it to lighten. Okay, you probably can't see that much of a difference, but if I just zoom in a moment, and then if I just hide this layer here, you can see by blending the two layers, we've extended the star trail, almost sort of doubled the length of it, but maintained the same exposure. If I just zoom out, maintain the same exposure for the shot. So all we've got to do now is continue building up this star trail with our series of shots. So just to help you out, I'll just move it over there. I'm going to bring up startrails3.jpg. As before, I'm going to hit Control A to select all of it, Control C to copy it, then Control W to close it down. So making sure I've got star trail 1 selected again, that one there, I'm going to hit Control V to paste the shot in. Okay, that's done the same thing as layer 1 did when we first pasted it in. It's basically masked out the other two layers below it. So we're just going to repeat that process of changing the blending mode from normal to lighten. And again, if I just zoom in, just going to drag it over a moment, zoom in, you can see we're really starting to build up that star trail. So if I just hide that, you see that's having a really big effect. Okay, one last time just so you get the hang of it. Control A, Control C, Control W, make sure I'm back on my original startrail1.jpg, Control V to paste it in, change the blending mode from normal to lighten, and that's coming on nicely. So if I just click back, you can see the changes we've made. That's really extended that nicely, and the beauty is we haven't had to faff around with masks, or the exposure hasn't been affected in any way. Okay, one thing to remember though, when you're importing a great deal of files, is you're soon going to build up your layers palette. If you think you've got 90 odd shots to think about here, you're going to get a massive layer stack, and not only is that going to be a pain to keep working with, it's also going to make your image incredibly large and your computer's going to slow up. So the best thing to do is to periodically just flatten the entire image. That's only if you're really happy with the way your star trails are coming out, but there shouldn't be any problems if it's all gone right. So just going to go to layer and then down to flatten image, and you'll see we're just back to a single background layer now, but we've still maintained our start of our star trails. If you're working with your own images, continue to import them and change the blending modes, and you'll soon build up that sweeping star trail effect. Remember to periodically flatten the shot so the file doesn't get too big or your layers palette doesn't get too massive, and you should get a nice sweeping star trail shot. I've helped you out a little bit on this final shot. If you're not doing your own shots, is I've blended a series of shots together just so you can quickly see what's going on. Otherwise, me doing 90 odd shots, sort of changing the blending mode, wouldn't be that exciting. Okay, so I've got my other shots here all blended together. I'm going to hit Control A, Control C, then Control W, and then I'm just going to paste these final sets of shots in. So there's about 80 odd shots coming into this single scene, sort of exposures, should I say, that's created this star trail effect. I'm going to change the blending mode again to lighten, and then if I just zoom in, you can see our sweeping star trails. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out of that. I'm going to flatten this layer finally, flatten the image, so we've got our one single final shot. Okay, the only trouble is it's on a slight lean. I didn't get it quite right when I leveled the camera up because it was pretty dark at the time. So there's an easy technique in how to level this, and I'll quickly show you. Go over to the toolbox, and where you see the eyedropper tool, click on it, and you'll get a selection of tools available to you. Choose the ruler tool. That beam is probably on the level. Just click on top left hand side of it, and then holding down the mouse, just drag it out, go down to the end. So what you're telling Photoshop here is, right, this bit should be level. As you can see, it's slightly on the wonk. So what Photoshop is doing is taking that information on board. So when I go to image rotation, go to arbitrary, it's automatically worked out the angle I should use to correct any sort of unevenness. So it's suggested an angle of 1.28 counterclockwise, and if I click on that, it's going to rotate the image for me, and it's leveled it out. Okay, all that I have to do now is crop the shot, so I'm just going to zoom out, use the crop tool there, click on it, and then just going to go in round about there, making sure I don't get any white bits still in my shots. Probably just going to drag that in a little bit. I'm going to hold down the shift key, just drag that in so the barn is nice and center. I'll just bring that up a little bit, yeah, so we don't lose out all of the stars, and then I'm going to hit return. All I have to do now is save that shot. And there you go. Blending your star trails together is as simple as that. While it can take a bit of time to paste in 90 to 100 images, the results can be striking. Just remember to flatten your image periodically, otherwise you'll end up with a huge stack of layers in a very large image. Hope you've enjoyed the technique, and hopefully it's inspired you enough to get out there and give it a go yourself. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers.